welcome to another episode of Mafia Family Ties with my man, Dom Brown.
It's good, man. How you doing? It's nice to see you,
I
man.
appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's overdue. You know, we see each other at these tailgates
all the time.
and, you know, games and stuff, but we never get a chance to really talk and everything. So I'm looking forward to this.
This is perfect time.
Yeah. So let's get into, like, your early days, right? So you've been a Bills fan. Well, how long you been a Bills fan?
So I would say a diehard Bills fan. I've been living in Buffalo since 2011 because I'm from Rochester. Before that, like, my family was Bills fans growing up. The last memory I got was like 4 years old, the last Super Bowl, and just like everybody being down. So I think after that last one though, I think the fandom in my family did turn down a little bit. So not until I moved to Buffalo in 2011, I started to feel like how much everybody loves the team.
Yeah,
and that's when I got back into like being a huge Bills fan. Before that, I was just a Deion Sanders fan. So whatever team he was on, I liked that team.
That's awesome, yeah. I got to see Deion Sanders play live once. It was, I think it was the 1990 season. The Bills were playing the Falcons, and they're blowing them out. And Deion Sanders returns a kick for a touchdown, and they're down by like many scores, and he's high stepping in the end. So it's like, that's the most Deion day. I was like, bro, you are like, this isn't helping, you know. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, he was always. I had a Deion t-shirts in high school and everything.
Yeah, prime man. Yeah, he's just one of my favorite athletes for sure.
You've been a Bills fan, like hardcore, for about like 14, 15 years or whatever. But you've probably been doing music longer than that, I imagine.
Yeah, so I'm 34 now. I've been doing music since I was 17, senior year of high school. I met some friends at a new school because my family moved to Henrietta. So I went to Rush Henrietta. That's where I graduated from. And I met a group of kids. They were in a talent show, and they were rapping and singing. And I was like, you know what? I've been into music my whole life. I was like, I can do this. And I started like my senior year of high school, just in my parents' basement with karaoke mic taped to the ceiling.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was the cord. The long cord was hanging around the pole, and then I had it hanging up, so feeling like I was in like a real studio.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's like the most basement story.
Yeah, like the origin story right there.
Yeah, it's great. So you've been doing music for a long time. What's your favorite memory? Was it a performance that you did, or was it a concert you went to, or share both? But like
in 2021, it was like right after everything opened back up. I opened up for Rick Ross, but my favorite part was that like my daughter introduced me to the crowd, and she was like 7 at the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a top moment for me. And then this past year, I was on Good Morning America for my Bills song. So like that's another moment that's gonna stick with me because I was standing next to Bruce Smith rapping. Which was cool, yeah.
That's one of those like, how did I get here moments, right?
I watched that video and I'm like, you know, I mean, of course, like my parents and like my like older family members, they're like, yo, that's Bruce Smith. But I'm like, yeah, I know it's pretty cool. He's one of the best defensive players of all time.
Absolutely. With your fandom, with your music, how has that kind of influenced who you are today?
So I would say the Bills songs, so first it came about because DJ Anthony, shout out to DJ Anthony, he heard one of my songs in a club, like just like a pop R&B song. And he was like, this is you? Because I was bouncing. I was doing security and I was like, my song was playing. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you should do a Buffalo Bills song. And originally he told me to do a song like for the Legends. But because I wasn't so attached to that moment, I was like, you know, I'll just do something current. And this was like 2016, 2017, so the team wasn't that great. But like, I think the fact that I've been doing anthems since the drought, like that made it like it grow bigger because people know I didn't just like ride the wave. Yeah.
So what was that first song like? What were you rapping about in terms of what was current and everything? Like, oh man, I hate Rex Ryan. Like, what was like?
So my first ever Bills song. People think it's the Buffalo Bills anthem because that's the only one. That's the first one that's on streaming services. But the first one was called Tyrod.
All right.
And then it didn't get, people, they weren't feeling it.
No.
They weren't feeling Tyrod like that. So like, it just wasn't like probably the smartest idea on my part. But that was my first one. And I realized like, all right, let me make a more general song. So that's when I made, then Josh Allen was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he was basically the premise of the song. Like just hoping that he was going to be as great as he is.
Yeah.
Which it came to fruition for sure.
Yeah, you manifested it. Thank you.
I hope so.
Yeah, he makes it easy, right?
He does. He does make it easy.
So you mentioned the drought a couple of minutes ago. What are some of your favorite drought memories? Because everybody looks at that. I always call it the dark times, but a lot of good stuff happened, during that 17 years. Just never after December. But what are some of your favorite memories, some of your favorite players from that time?
The year we got shady, I was working at 716, so I was doing security like for the Bills players when they came in. And I remember Shady coming in before the news broke. And
Really?
I was like security for him. That picture's on my Instagram somewhere. And I just remember being like, no way, I know this before people. Like we got LaShawn McCoy.
Wow.
So that was a favorite moment just because like that brought hope.
I remember watching games with him and just saying out loud to like nobody in the room. It was like, I cannot believe how good a player this dude is. Like, and I remember when they traded for him, I was walking out of 26 Shirts. I was still doing it part-time at that time. And I had my daughter with me who was probably 11 at that time. Yeah. And it's like freezing cold or whatever. It was like February, I think. And February, March, whatever it was, they traded Kiko Alonso. And I stopped dead in my tracks. She goes, Dad, what's wrong? I go, the Bills just traded for LaShawn McCoy. And she's like, who's that?
Yeah, right. It's like, she could feel the energy, but it's like, wait, what?
I was like, he's pretty good. I think what I said was they traded Kiko Alonso was how I started it. Because he was coming off that year.
It was a straight up trade too, right?
Yeah, I think it was just a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I definitely was thinking like, all right, like, because everyone loved Kiko Alonso. They just knew like, all right, this is our defensive guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it boded well as well as it could for us.
Yeah, no complaints, right? No complaints. Although he keeps picking against the Bills in the playoffs, it's starting to, come on, man.
Yeah, he seems like one of those personalities who is like, he likes playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah. Well, I get it too, though. Like if he doesn't think they're gonna win, just be honest about it. So
yeah, that's true. But I feel like nowadays, personalities know that like bashing the Bills will get your engagement up.
Yeah,
it's like the Bills Mafia is relentless online. Yeah. So like the moment you say anything negative about the Bills, even if you just said yesterday that Josh Allen's the GOAT, if you say tomorrow like he didn't have the great of a game, like nah, shut your mentions off.
Yeah, we're a little too dialed in sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But so all right, so I see you like bouncing around the countries, seeing Canada and everything. You're a busy dude during Bill season. Like, how does that work? Like, do people reach out to you? Like, or give me your the past couple of years you've been really visible. Lay it out for me. What's it like?
So it started with honestly people reaching out and me performing at like people's backyard parties. I performed at a fantasy draft party with like 7 dudes like there, and they were just they wanted me to come.
You do fantasy? You're doing mine this year.
I'm down. And then it was like people were just. I found out about Backers bars and didn't know what it was. I'm like, what is a Backers bar? There's a Kansas City one near my house, near where I live. So like, I was like, why is there like that? Like, what about the Bills ones? Then I found out there's like a site. I mean, there's like on the Bills site, they have like all the chapters. I emailed like all of them. Like no one got back to me the first couple of years. I think once I performed in Cleveland, they're great.
Yeah, that's a great crew.
Once I performed, we were supposed to be there together.
We were supposed to drive together. Yeah, that's right.
Once I performed there, I think other places seen that. Oh, he like that guy's real because everyone didn't know my face because like the song was out there, it was on the radio, and I wasn't really performing like that. And I would say, post-pandemic is when I started going hard, like reaching out to people saying, "Hey, this is what I do," and then they'll say, "Oh, I know who you are," or they'll say, "Show me what you got," and it just every year just blowing up. So I reached out to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta this year. I was just in Atlanta, so I told them, hey, I'm in town. My parents live here. Can I come perform? And they were like, yeah, like ASAP. Orlando, I was in Orlando, but then certain places reach out. Like Calgary, they were skeptical for a while. We were going back and forth for almost a year. And then they saw me performing in other places. They was like, hey, we want to get you out here. So they flew me out, got me a hotel, and like I performed 2 songs.
That's fantastic.
They bring me out to perform 2 songs. So
they show you a good time. They bring you around Calgary and show you all
night before,
they
gave me a VIP section with like a bottle and stuff like that. You know, they made me feel important. That was like the first time I was like, all right,
you were the talent. They had to take care of the talent.
Yeah, and that was the first time I was like, all right, I need to act like the talent. I'm gonna chill, sit back,
let them come to me.
Yeah. Because I'm outgoing, so I'm always like ready to have a conversation about whatever.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I was chilling, just like soaking that all in because it was like, this is surreal. Like, I'm a regular dude. I work in education. I'm in school getting my master's. But like this hobby of mine turned into like a job. Like, it's a job now, yeah.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome. All right, so you said you've performed at fantasy draft parties with 7.
Yeah.
What's the biggest Bills fan crowd that you've performed in front of, you think?
Ooh, I think Baltimore Bills takeover.
I think I was there for that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like a VIP side and a regular side, but it was like completely packed outside the M&T Bank Stadium.
Yeah. And you did the night before too.
Yeah, at Jimmy's Seafood.
Yeah,
Jimmy's Seafood. It was thousands of people there.
Yeah,
it was maybe 1,000, a couple, maybe 1,500 people there. I remember that. That was crazy. The tailgates at Game Day Buffalo get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And at the Mafia House. Yep. Those are 2 places I perform at a lot. But yeah, I would say in Baltimore, which is crazy to think that like.
Yeah, I felt like because we got there. I think we flew out like Friday, and the game was Sunday.
With fans of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I felt like every time I turn around, wherever I was, like there's Dom rapping again.
Yeah, I just pull up and they're like, "Oh no, you got your stuff on your phone." I'm like, "Yeah, I just do it right now."
That's fantastic. This current era, I'm going to switch the gears a little bit. We're going to talk about the team a little bit. This current era that we're in, how is it defining itself outside of Josh Allen? Because that's the easy part, right? But like, what are your thoughts on where we are right now as Bills fandom and chasing that Super Bowl? And
I mean, there's like a Bills fan answer and there's like a realistic answer. I feel like.
Give me both.
So like a Bills fan answer is like it's just it's like I'm sure some people feel just as hurt like when we keep losing like right before the Super Bowl than they did when we weren't even making the playoffs. But the realistic answer is like this is a winning team. Like we're winners. Like
absolutely,
we're going up against like once in a lifetime talents to lose every time. So you can see how people felt when like they were going against like Jordan or LeBron to get to the finals or something like that. Yeah. And it's like that doesn't really diminish like a Charles. I mean, of course he feels inside like forget him, but like this is people like Charles Barkley, like great players. Yeah. Like so, this team, we're winners. We just got to get over a hump. This hump.
No, it's well said. I always think about like people say like you lost 4 Super Bowls. Like, dude, we've won a lot of games in those 4 years, those 6 years.
Yeah, they were winners.
Before and after.
People, like I always say, like they got 4 championships in those years because they were AFC champions. So like technically, they just didn't get the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So here's the curveball: would you trade all 4 appearances for 1 trophy?
Because I was born in 1990, yeah.
Fair enough. I always say no because it was so much fun during that time. But there's no wrong answer. But you know, like it's tough like that. But let's dive in a little bit here in terms of like you, or the future. So if you can perform at any event in Buffalo, what's that event?
A Super Bowl parade.
That's the right answer. I was hoping you would say that. I was like, I hope he says that.
Right on top of someone's like tractor or something. Seriously. Honestly, like that.
No, man, we'll get you up front. Let's do
that is something
right?
that like that is what I was thinking about a lot. Yeah. Like I just know like this next week is gonna just be insane.
Yeah,
like,
you can taste it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely the right answer. Okay, you performed. What Backers bars have you performed at?
All right, so we got Cleveland, we got Raleigh twice, Queens, Manhattan, Calgary, Atlanta, Orlando. I'm sure there's
Somebody's
more.
gonna watch this and be like, "Yo, what
I
about
know,
us?"
I know.
I put you on the spot there.
I'm pretty sure that covers them.
Yeah. So, who's on your bucket list? Where do you want to perform for Backers bars?
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami.
All right.
Shout out
Miami,
to
you
John
heard it.
Holler.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna link up with John Holler like at the Backers Bar this year. I have to.
All right, John, come get him.
Yeah,
right?
I have to.
I love it.
That's definitely the Bills takeover in Miami has always seemed like something I always watch on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been yet. But
It's like always the first or second week, and like working in education. Like I gotta be at the school, can't really take off early like that.
pesky day job, right?
Yeah.
Kids.
Right.
What do you think about the new stadium?
It looks great. Like the technology seems cool. It's the type of thing that like I read and I'm like, all right, we'll see if it really like curves the wind or something like that. But like it looks amazing. I just think like the aesthetics of it is going to be like, you know,
I cannot
great
wait
for
to see it,
great for
you know?
Orchard Park.
There's a lot of hoops that they have to jump through still to get it up there and everything. But it seems like it's on schedule.
And like right now, I think like you can like the silhouette basically of like what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It was wild, like all season, like every game you go to the stadium, and like the new stadium is like just looking more and more like a stadium every week.
Oh man, did they say what they're gonna do with the old one or the current one?
What they're gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be parking on it.
Oh really?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
You're like, do we get two stadiums?
I mean. Yeah, I mean, I guess that'd be good.
Yeah.
New tailgate spots.
Yeah, right. That's something I wanted to ask you real quick. Kind of jumping back. Favorite spot to tailgate? I know you performed at these different, or is that just your pregame every week? It's just like you're performing somewhere.
So I would say my favorite spot to tailgate. I have not tailgated at this spot in years due to like me being like booked to perform at different tailgates. The grass lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause that. I mean. Like jumping back, like I started, like someone was a fan of me and was like, come perform in the grass lot. So like that was one of my like starts too. And I never got back there. And I feel bad because like the guy's always like, hey, you coming over here? And I'm like, I'm getting paid to perform over here though. But the grass lot, I'm gonna make that happen this year. Yeah,
I've never been to the grass lot. I had John Lang on here and he was telling me, I think that's where they always tailgate is the grass lot.
It's like $40 or more to get in there, and then if you didn't park in there, you can't go in there. So I think that also killed the vibe for me.
Yeah. That
Which
makes
I
sense.
understand. Like they don't want it crazy in there. It's already crazy.
Yeah, my understanding is a lot of those videos that we see from tailgating
from
are from
the grass lot. Yeah.
So I get it.
In the corner spots.
Yeah. see, there's a little tip in the corner spots.
Yeah, in the corner spots, and then you can walk across the creek to get into the stadium.
Yeah, I walked through it once on the way back. We parked in the Wings lot.
I tailgated there before.
Yeah, and so we went to the game, then we walked back through the grass lot to go, through the meandering path.
Gate.
It was crazy. And it was just like, holy cow, this place, people were here.
Yeah,
like,
oh wait, why is it the grass lot? It's just gravel. Like,
yeah, right. All right, last question. 5 years from now, where do you see the Bills and where do you see Dom Brown?
5 years from now, I think we're gonna have a Super Bowl appearance within 5 years.
Oh, geez, I hope so.
Myself, other than Bill songs, I do anything from like alternative, like to like rap. But like my passion is to write music. So like, hopefully I'm writing music for somebody.
Awesome.
Maybe I'll be behind some other anthems for some other people.
I love it.
Yeah, because like I feel like it's getting towards the end of me creating new Bill songs. I think I got a few more in me. And I'm gonna make them more generalized because a lot of the ones are like personalized for the season.
Yeah.
So I'll make a couple generalized ones. Then I won't have to like update my Bills anthems every year.
Yeah, there you go. You should do ones for like specific Backers bars, right?
That would be cool. I do switch the lyrics up when I go there. I make sure like I say their name in certain songs.
It's fantastic. You're a professional. I don't know why I'm giving you any.
I appreciate that.
But man, this was great. Thanks so much for
Thank you.
for
Thank you
taking
for
the time.
having me, man.
excited for people to like learn a little bit more about the man behind the music. So
yeah, get to know me.
I love it. Thanks, man. Go Bills.
Thank you. Go Bills.